1968 Fiat 500F. This is a car that is very dear to me in the sense that I have found the car in Italy. I picked it up. I bought the parts that I wanted to get with it. I put it on a ship in Genova, actually closer to Savona, but in a port in Italy. I had it shipped. I have picked it up in Baltimore. I went through all the paperwork to get a title and register in the US. And now finally she's here. I apologize for the somewhat erratic video work, but I'm trying to navigate as I try to get the best shot. The car is in its sense all original as far as colors and condition. This is a beautiful blue called Blue Fiorentino, and the interior is a two-tone red and white. This is brand new. I bought it just before having the car shipped over and I had it installed. So is the top. The top is not the original color. It would have been black and it wouldn't have had these, but I figured this looked so good that I was gonna kind of like upgrade the car in a sense. It is really, it really works with the whole car. There's two ways to use the top. One is this, which is what you can do from even sitting inside the car. You don't have to really do much, just undo the clip and flip it up. And then you have the option of actually taking this, flipping it further, and then you have a bigger opening. The only limit with this is if higher speeds, this could flap around a little bit, so this is more about driving around town. In both cases, when it's time, you just pull it back on, do the clip, and you're back to having an actual roof. Room for four, plenty of room actually. I'm 6'4" and I can fit just fine. It is counterintuitive, I guess, but half of the size of the car is comprised by the door, so plenty of room to get in. Plenty of room for my knees, and granted, again, I'm 6'4", so interior of the car is painted the same as the outside. You have pretty much everything you need to drive the car. You have lights, you have a horn, you have windshield wipers, and you have even a manual. This is basically just a squirt gun that squirts water on your windshield, and you have the heat that works not much different than what it would do on a Volkswagen. It's hard to see, but here there's a little vent you can open and close, and that allows or doesn't allow hot air coming from the engine cooling into the car. Speaking of the engine, it's a 4-speed rear-wheel drive half-a-liter twin-cylinder engine. It's sitting in the back, not that different from a Volkswagen. Your front would be your luggage compartment. Most of the times it'd be probably easier to just put whatever little weekend bag you might have in the back of the car. Power-wise, they are actually just around 20 horsepower, which sounds ridiculous, but the car is barely 1,000 pounds curb weight. 4 adults can pick this car up and move it pretty much, and hence you get incredibly good gas mileage, and we're talking about 60-65 miles per gallon, and they're actually really fun to drive. It's a 4-speed manual, and you have to double clutch it, and you know, not a sporty car per se, but there are a lot of fun in the corners. It's such a short wheelbase and such a light car that you don't really have to ever touch the brakes. You just turn and the car turns in. And just to give you an idea, this is actually a kind of good shot. This is the car compared to the size of a full-size American car. It's literally half the size and less than half the weight. Beautiful color combination, very unusual car to find in the United States, especially with these colors. And the few that I've seen online are either all completely wrong as far as colors and options, or just, you know, have been used and abused. These were not great. Obviously, when it came to surviving rust, they were cheap cars. They were, in a sense, Italy's Model T, although they came way later. This car has been completely restored. The bottom part of the car is painted just as nice as the top, and the motor has been completely gone through. We are currently actually waiting for a new air filter and oil filter, and then I'll be ready to add a little bit more information about it driving. And yeah, I know pretty much everything there is to know about the car, so feel free to ask any questions. I've driven it, I've owned it in a sense, and the reason the car is here is because I wanted to do this, and I think the car deserves a lot of attention.